The worst thing you can do for yourself is believe that you're arriving in a point of your life too late. Too late. Whether you don't feel like you're productive enough, whether you don't feel like the impact that you're doing right now currently is ever going to get you anywhere, whether that you don't feel like the path that you want to take or that you've been taking is happening too slow. It's supposed to be faster. You're supposed to be more productive in your journey. You're supposed to be where you are. Most of the time, when people are in these situations, it's because of imposter syndrome. Do you truly believe that you are where you are supposed to be? That you are who you claim you are? If you truly believed that you are who you claimed you are, then it isn't about the amount of people who clap for you. It isn't about the journey where you get to being the biggest person with the most fame, with the most money. It was never about that. It was you wanted to be an actor. So you became an actor. I do not believe in coincidences. If you could see a person's life, about how many in total, not through the emotional lens, but through a ego's lens of a person's life, and you see the way things just match up, harmony always finds its way back. If you breathe with life, life will breathe back at you. How transparent the relationship of souls are. Things just align. Now, let me tell you a story, guys. Talk to me if you relate to this. But if you haven't known, I've been going fishing. I like fishing. The first time I went fishing, though, I remember I got my fishing rod. I was so excited, guys. I got my fishing rod, went up to the lake. I didn't know anything about fishing. In the parking lot, I was learning how to tie a fish hook. I was learning. All I knew was the supplies. And from then, that's even another analogy for something else. All I needed was the supplies to start. And then I went to the lake, went to the environment where I could catch the fish with the items that I had. You know? Once I got to the lake, guys, I learned how to do it, and I was tossing. Y'all know you're supposed to, like, if you know fishing, you and then you do it with a rod. But I didn't know that. I was just tossing it. I couldn't even get my fish hook in deep enough for a fish to even look at it. I was on level 0.5, not even 1.5. And there's this older guy who's about 20 feet to the left of me. Stay with me, y'all. He's 20 feet to the left of me. And when I tell you this guy is hooking fish left and right, catching catfish, bass here. He has every equipment. He is living life. Every fish he catches, he runs up to his wife. Look at what I caught. She takes a picture. She's up there doing her yarns and is like, oh, nice, sweetie. And then he goes back, he puts it in his bucket, and he's on to the next fish. That guy is living the fisherman's dream. And I feel bubbly inside. I'm just like, dang, like he's doing really good. Like, how do I get to that level? And I'm looking at him. I'm just like, okay, I don't feel jealousy. I don't feel envy. So that must mean that I'm capable of also catching a fish. So here I am. I'm tossing it in. He's looking at me. He caught another fish. He showed me. I'm smiling at him. He's smiling at you. Fisherman connection. And he's catching his fish, doing his feng shui, and I'm still trying. At some point, I get so frustrated because my fishing line is tangling. I can't get it in the lake. I think to myself, why did I think fishing would be so easy? Why did I even come here? I just felt like called. I felt aligned to do this. And I said, and I just thought to myself, I can do it. I'll go there the first day and I can do it. So I had these thoughts coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm thinking, why was I called here? Why were you called here if I cannot do it? That was my thought the entire time that I was frustrated. My thing is that I don't like asking for help. That's what that whole thing was about. I do not like asking for help. So I got up after my frustration, tossed my fishing rod to the floor. I went up to him. I said, "Hello, sir." He says, "Hi." He's having a good time. He's fishing out today. I asked, "How are you catching fish so easily?" And he pulls me to his rod. Doesn't pull me. He shows me his rod. And he says, "What I got here is a threaded line." All right. And then he shows me the bait. I said, I'm catching fish with this. He's helping me because we have similar goals, but he's far more advanced in his goal. So he's operating from a place of abundance. He has a lot to give, a lot of knowledge to share. There is no competition between us because I am a beginner, and he's doing it for the love of doing it. He loves to fish, so he's fishing. And me, I love to fish, but I'm determined to catch a fish. I've never done this. I was called here, So here we are. We're just talking about different skills, different things. He shows me how to throw it in. Tells me the thread I have is way too thin. If I even catch a fish, it's not gonna stick onto there. So all these things happening, I thank him, he gives me a pair of scissors. I go back to my fishing rod. I untangle everything. And now I'm here. I'm rehooking my fish. I feel prepared. Oh, I feel pumped. Was that a coincidence? Stay with me, guys. I feel so pumped. I feel back. Okay, lesson 2. Next try. I throw my fishing rod in there. Oh, I got it in there. I got it in there now. I should have seen the adrenaline pump. I have it in there. So here I go. Just sitting there. All of that. That was like an hour, 20 minutes of just straight frustration. Just to throw it in there and just sit and wait. I had no tactics. Should I be moving it like an actual fish in there? My bait. What am I supposed to be doing? I don't know. Like I said, I just bought this stuff and I pulled up. So I'm just sitting there. And I pull my rod up just a little bit. Ooh. It feels like there's something on the end of it. My fishing rod is getting like pulled. So I pull it. It's snagged. My fishing rod is snagged. Bites that bait. I cut it again, put another hook on, throw it back out. Reel it back in. My bait is gone. So a bunch of these things that I'm learning, okay, I had to set these things up. But at some point, it was getting dark. I still hadn't caught a fish. We'll come back another day. I was persistent enough today, but we'll come back another day. Before I left, the fisherman, he offered me a fish. And I feel like that was the cherry on top. He offered me a fish, but at the point in my journey, I did not have the capacity. I did not have all the supplies that I needed to carry that fish home. So I had to say no. If y'all are staying with me in this analogy, when you are aiming for a goal, you need goal-oriented friends. You need a mentor. This is biblically proven. Even the most people you look up to, they all had a mentor that they looked up to. Somebody who's already lived this life. That's why there's people around us. We cannot do this alone. No matter how wise you believe you are, no matter how persistent and resilient of you just keep trying you believe you are, you need a mentor. So for that second, I had a mentor slash friend who helped me. I went up a bit more in my knowledge, and all I had to do was show up, and the right people would be there for me, waiting to help. All you have to do is show up, walk up to the right people, and they will be waiting to learn. And at the end, I tried my best. I was going to come back another day, still with my persistence, but I know when too much is too much for today. You have to understand yourself. Cool down so you don't burn out, you know? And the cherry on top is that even with, I had the fishing rod, I had the hook, I had the bait, but I didn't have everything. I didn't have the scissors. I didn't have the bucket. So I was not prepared to catch a fish today. All I did was to scope the scenery, pretty much. That day was to scope the scenery. And since then, I've been coming back, and I'm the best fisherwoman in the world. Just wait. Yeah, but that's all I have to say. None of that was a coincidence. It was an analogy for life. And if you can look beyond the 2D and learning the lessons of the hardships that you've been through, you might not understand today, you might not understand next week, but you will understand in the end because it was meant for you. It was meant for you, so you will understand it. Have a good night, y'all. Stay blessed.